Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti, hoping you guys are having a good day, and above all else, that you're indeed looking after yourselves and one another. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to Same as It Ever Was, ranking the albums of Talking Heads. Now, Talking Heads, post-punk, new wave, art pop, art rock band formed in 1975 in Providence, Rhode Island, consisting of David Byrne on lead vocals, guitars, main songwriting, production, Tina Weymouth on bass, keyboards, organ, backing vocals, songwriting, production, Chris Franz on drums, percussion, songwriting, production, and Jerry Harrison on guitars, keyboards, organ, backing vocals, songwriting, and production. Now, the band would go under various names for settling on Talking Heads. They went under the names The Artistics, Shrunken Heads, before settling on Talking Heads. They would sign a deal with Sire Records through Warner Brothers and release their debut album, Talking Heads 77 or 77, depending on how you look at it, in September of 1977. The band would go on to release 8 albums throughout the course of their career, 2 live albums, and release 31 singles. Now, the band have sold uh, just over 9 million copies of their albums worldwide, uh, 7,500,000 copies alone in the US. And yeah, the band would release their final album, Naked, in 1988. David Byrne would uh, announce the dissolvement of the band in 1991. Tina Weymouth, Chris Franz, and Jerry Harrison would form as the Heads and release one album, No Talking, Just Head, on MCA Records in 1996, featuring guest lead vocalist Jeanette Napolitano from Concrete Blonde, Gavin Friday, Michael Hutchins of In Excess, uh, Ed Kowalczyk of Live, just to name a few. Debbie Harry also is on the album. Now, I was quite surprised that the band only released um, 8 albums throughout their career. I thought it was a lot more, but there you go. Those are the facts. And to me, the band did start out as a collective where you had all 4 members contributing song ideas to the albums. But near the end, I would say around 86, to me, it seemed that David Byrne took over the song ideas and became the main songwriter um, for the band, relegating Weymouth, Franz, and Harrison to supporting musicians in the band. I don't mean that in a bad way. I really don't. I'm just saying that to me, that is what I perceived as happening. And in the 2000s, the band would release the box set Brick, consisting of all 8 studio albums from Talking Heads with additional bonus material, demos, etc. And if you can find that for a good price on Amazon, the Brick box set is going for $735. You can get it for $250 on eBay. So please check it out there if you can. Now, again, I've put together my ranking of Talking Heads catalog, and here we go. Coming in at number 8, we have uh, Talking Heads 77 or 77, however you look at it, released September 16th, 1977. Has a playing time of 38 minutes and 37 seconds. Very short and to the point. Produced by Tony Bon Jovi and Lance Quinn. Tony Bon Jovi being the cousin of John Bon Jovi. And Lance Quinn would go on to work with Bon Jovi on their debut album and 7800 Degrees Fahrenheit. And the band also co-produced this album. 11 tracks in total. This is the album that features Psycho Killer. And if you look on YouTube, you can find footage of Talking Heads performing Psycho Killer on the Old Grey Whistle test around the time of release. Uh, Good album. Again, very short songs, short and to the point. Has very much the post-punk new wave aesthetic. Starts off with "Uh-Oh, Love's Come to Town," 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Very short track. To me, I hear use of steel drums on this track. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I'm hearing. Other songs of note are "New Feeling," "Tentative Decisions," "Happy Day," "Who Is It?" Uh, and "Who Is It?" clocks in at a meager minute and 41 seconds. "No Compassion" is another uh, good track on the album, 4 minutes and 47 seconds. And other tracks of note are "Psycho Killer," this lead off single, and "Don't Worry About the Government," clocking in at just 3 minutes. "Don't Worry About the Government." Jim Bricker talked about it on his the episode we did on songs from Talking Heads. It is a good album. Uh, again, it does have the uh, new wave post-punk feel. Get on stage, do your bit, and get off. No talking to the audience, no banter back and forth. Very short and to the point. Um, Whether you like that or not, there. If you like it, great. Coming in at number 7, we have "More Songs About Buildings and Food," released uh, July 14th, 1978, produced by Brian Eno, his first collaboration on production with the band and Talking Heads, co-produced the album. To me, this album has more of an art rock feel. They're moving away from the punk aesthetic and new wave. They're still keeping the new wave aesthetic, sorry, I should say, but the punk sensibility is kind of gone out the window. Songs of note on the album are "Thank You for Sending Me an Angel," which I do like. 2 minutes and 11 seconds, quite short. Great galloping pattern on the drums in terms of a rhythm. And the vocals do have an angst quality about them. And I gotta say, to me, David Byrne's vocal delivery during his time in Talking Heads always had that angst angle to it. I don't know why. I don't know if he did that on purpose. It's just that was his vocal delivery, and it never really went away throughout his career in the band. Other songs of note are "With Our Love." Again, uh, short guitar chords, great bass. And I gotta tell you, I love Tina Weymouth's bass. She is always in the pocket. She is always on the beat. She is phenomenal. Her and Chris Franz as a rhythm section, amazing, amazing. And again, she can play a bass like no one's business. Um, Other songs of note on "More Songs About Buildings and Food." The Good Thing, a minute, I was going to say, no, a minute, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Great melody, nice piano on the chorus, and great vocals on the chorus. Warning Sign is another good track. Again, fantastic bass, great drum pattern. The girl wants to be with the girls want to be with the girls. Great bass again, nice synth textures, and minimal production on the sound. Just uh, not a lot of overdubbing, a very minimalistic kind of a feel on the production, which is great, which is great. Found a Job is next at 5 minutes. Funky guitar on that track, really great. Um, the side two starts off with "Artists Only," and again, 3 minutes 34 seconds. Art pop, very reminiscent of Devo in terms of the very sort of short, sharp delivery on the vocals from David Byrne, very much like Devo's version of I Can't Get No Satisfaction." Okay, good album, really good album. Um, and on this album features the Al Green cover of "Take Me to the River," the first song I ever recorded off the radio from Talking Heads. But and it ends with "The Big Country," okay, at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So the songs are slowly getting longer in terms of length and more in depth in terms of production. But again, it's great. It's a great album. Coming in at number 6, as I scroll up here, we have Naked, released March 15th, 1988, their last release as a band. The album was produced by Steve Lillywhite and Talking Heads. The CD version has a playing time of 52 minutes and 17 seconds. The vinyl version had a playing time of 46 minutes plus. This is where the band are going into more of a world music kind of a feel. Very rhythmic, more of a uh, Afrobeat kind of a feel. It's got to be said, with the use of horns and stuff. It starts off with a single Blind at 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Very rhythmic, nice use of sax. Mr. Jones is next. Very percussive, and there's a use of a full horn section on this track. The other single from the album is Nothing But Flowers, which, again, 5 minutes, 31 seconds. Great rhythm on that track, great bass work, catchy melody, and great chorus. The video for Nothing But Flowers was all over Much Music and MTV at the time. And again, this is where the band are sort of seen as, or Tina Weymouth, Chris Franz, and Jerry Harrison are sort of seeing, or being viewed by me, I should say, as David Byrne's backing band, which I do believe caused a little bit of friction within the band. I knew it would with me because I do believe that the other three felt that they contributed to the band in terms of musical ideas and production, etc. Now, coming in at number five, we have Fear of Music, released August 3rd, 1979. Again, produced by Brian Eno and Talking Heads. More rhythmic feel overall in this album. And the album, to me, has very much an art pop sensibility. Uh, Again, if I didn't mention it, playing time of 40 minutes and 40 seconds. The album starts off with I Zimbra, which is a co-write between Byrne and Brian Eno and Hugo Ball. Only 3 minutes and 9 seconds, but great rhythm and fantastic. Has a tribal feel to it on the vocals. And as again, in my notes, I have a great rhythm, bass, and a good beat on the drums. Just really good, full, rich drum sound on this track. Programmed or not, it sounds amazing. And it does sound like you can recreate this live. Other songs of note on Fear of Music are Mind, the second track, 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Great rhythm, nice vocal phrasing from David Byrne. Almost sounds like Bowie-esque type of vocal phrasing, a la Heroes era. And, Brian Eno producing Heroes. There you go. There's the influence. Nice jarring guitar chords on the outro. What I like about Talking Heads is, you have a track that's going along, nice, good rhythm to it, good pace, and you're really into it. And then near the end of the track, there'll just be either some distorted guitar solo or some distorted guitar chords, jarring, really short, sharp guitar chords that you don't expect. And it kind of like wakes you up a little bit, right? It's great. It is good. Now, next up is Paper. Uh, 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Great guitar and great drum sound on this track. Cities is next at 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Great bass, funky rhythm, a real ass shaker of a track, right? And again, a nice use of nice use of angst, but his vocals do sound like they have a bit of angst in their delivery. Other songs of note are Life During Wartime, which is one of the few tracks that's written by everybody in the band, still at this point. But great, great. Other songs of note are Memories Can't Wait, more guitar-driven track, with what I call nightmarish synths on the track. Side two starts off with Air. Heaven is another good track. It's a co-write between Byrne and Jerry Harrison. Great guitar and piano chords on this track. Nice understated organ. Heaven was featured on Stop Making Sense, the movie soundtrack. But it's kind of like I guess you call it like a duet with David Byrne on acoustic guitar and Tina Weymouth on bass and background vocals. But great version of that on Stop Making Sense. Up next is the track Animals, uh, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Great funky bass and guitar on this track. And Drugs and the album, 5 minutes and 10 seconds, ethereal synths, and there's a real sense of experimentation on this track. And I guess that is the someone influence of Brian Eno on this album. That's number five. Coming in at number four, we have True Stories, released September 16th, 1986, released as a soundtrack to this movie of the same name, uh, produced by Talking Heads. This is where David Byrne starts to take over the band, in my very humble opinion. The album was a very much of an organic feel and very much of an Americana theme on the album. Songs of note on the album are Love for Sale, lead off track, 4 minutes and 30 seconds, more rock oriented, catchy chorus, and catchy drums. What I like about this album, too, with Chris Franz's playing, is that you have a really fantastic live drum feel. Full snare drum sound, great snare drum sound, but you do get the sense of the band playing in the studio all at the same time. Not so much programmed drums or Linn drum machine use, which there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, they were going the opposite way and they were venturing into that territory, but starting with the album previous to this, um, you know, Little Creatures and True Stories are going back to more of a organic live drum sound and live band sound. Other songs are known on True Stories, uh, Puzzle and Evidence, great fast tempo, nice organ on that track. Hey Now, nice use of accordion, great full snare drum sound again on the drums, catchy chorus, and great percussion. Other songs of note are the track Wild Wild Life, the the other single from the album. Great fast tempo, great, catchy chorus, great staccato guitar, and great guitar solo. And if you've seen the video of it, this video was all over Much Music, and it had people impersonating artists like Joe Jackson, Prince, who would come in and just sing a line from the verses, right? One or two lines from the verses. And they had fun with it, right? Other songs of note are Radiohead, where the band Radiohead took their name from. Uh, Dream Operator is another good track. To me, again, clocks in at 4 minutes and 39 seconds. And to me, the vocals come in like a three, 4 time rhythm, like a waltz time signature. Great repetitive piano on this track. The next track is another good one, People Like Us, 4 minutes and 26 seconds. Has a very much of a Americana vibe to it, and nice use of fiddle and pedal steel guitar. Again, the more organic feel of the music is coming through on this album. Uh, Cities of Dreams end the album, and again at 5 minutes and 6 seconds, full rich snare drum sound and great piano run, sorry, and fantastic piano chords on this track. Now, coming in at number three, we have Little Creatures, released June 10th, 1985. Um, again, produced by Talking Heads. The majority of the tracks were written by David Byrne, but there are three co-writes on this album with Tina Weymouth, Chris Franz, and Jerry Harrison. And to me, the album has more of an organic feel. This is where the organic sound, more live in the studio sound, is coming in or starts to come in. Starts off with the single And She Was with, catchy chorus, 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Give Me Back My Name, mid-tempo pace on the track, strong bass, short, sharp guitar chords. I got to say, I love Tina Weymouth's bass playing overall. Just amazing, full, rich bass sound, a lot of bottom end, and man, can she groove when she has to. Bloody hell. Creatures of Love is another fantastic track. Although this has, again, at 4 minutes and 12 seconds, this has more of the country Americana feel to it. The Lady Don't Mind is up next, 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Great rhythm, heavy bass, subtle guitar, and horn stabs on this track. You know, let me just going through my notes here too. We also have other songs in note: Perfect World, Stay Up Late, and great album, great album. That's number three. Coming in on number two, we have Remain in Light. Released October 17th, 1980, produced by Brian Eno on his own. Playing time of 40 minutes and 10 seconds. Three songs on side one, five songs on side two. This is where the band start to stretch out in terms of musical arrangements, more lengthier songs. Uh, the album starts off with excuse me, Born Under Punches. The Heat Goes On. 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Very rhythmic, great funky guitar and funky bass on this track. Cross-eyed and Painless, one of the singles. 4 minutes and 48 seconds. Funky bass, great rhythm, catchy chorus, and infectious groove. It's got to be said. The Great Curve is next. Uh, Breakneck tempo, in terms of the track overall, heavy bass and melodic chorus. Uh, Once in a Lifetime is next, one of their classics, 4 minutes and 19 seconds, and a great bass, infectious chorus, mid-tempo drums. But you know what? This is basically talking about an individual that's going through a midlife crisis. With the lyrics in you may ask yourself, uh, this, and you may ask yourself that, and you may ask yourself, this is my beautiful wife. It's like the person is completely going through a meltdown within that 4 minutes and 19 seconds, and it works. It works. Houses in Motion is next. 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Great, very funky, great guitar and catchy hook. Seen and Not Seen is next. Again, Tina Weymouth with her bass work is fantastic. Great bass, very rhythmic, shimmering synths, and the lyrics are delivered in a spoken word passage on this. Just fantastic. Um, the last two tracks on the album, Listening Wind, uh, tribal rhythm, and great guitar treatments. You know how I said previously that, Jerry Harrison or either David Byrne can had a tendency to do distorted guitar solos or sort of like uh, distorted guitar little treatments here and there on their tracks. This is no different. Uh, the album ends with the Overload at 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Great album. Great album. Now, coming in at number one, we have Speaking in Tongues, released June 1st, 1983, produced by Talking Heads. Uh, the album had a playing time of 40 minutes and 51 seconds, and the CD had a playing time of 46 minutes and 56 seconds. There were a few tracks that were put on later pressings of the CD in extended form. Uh, this is considered their breakthrough album overall, featuring the lead-off single "Burning Down the House" at 4 minutes and 1 second. And Bonnie Raitt did a version of "Burning Down the House," but you know what? I prefer the original. There are some songs that should not be covered. Bonnie Raitt did more of a bluesy kind of feel on the track, with the band Was Not Was backing her up. Stick with the original, please. Um, this album is their more dance rock oriented album, more tight drums, either drum machines or not, but the music can be uh, recreated live. Now, again, the album starts off with Burning Down the House. Uh, Great track. This is when I really first paid attention to them. And the video for Burning Down the House was all over Much Music and all over MTV at the time. It it's it does take you back to a certain point in time. When I see that video, um, I'm taken back to 1983. Big time. Big time. Other songs of note on the album, Making Flippy Floppy, funky bass, ass shaker of a track, just beautiful. Girlfriend is Better also appears. Making Flippy Floppy and Girlfriend is Better also appear in their extended form. In my notes, I have here for Girlfriend is Better again. Fantastic bass on this track. Slippery People is next, again in its extended form. 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Mid-tempo pace, catchy chorus, and heavy bass on this track. I Get Wild, Wild Gravity, again in its extended form. In my notes I have here, as I scroll down, very rhythmic, mid-tempo, catchy chorus. Great, great. Side two starts off with the track Swamp, the single that was released in New Zealand and Australia only, although I did remember hearing it on 104.5 Chum FM at the time. Great, great chorus, really infectious. Um, Moon Rocks is next, again in its extended form. Tight arrangements, great bass, and to me, this is avant pop at its best. What I like about, how can I put this? What I like about Talking Heads and David Byrne at this point in time, I think from like the last couple of albums with Fear of Music and more songs about buildings and food, David Byrne started to go into more of a stream of consciousness kind of feel for his lyrics. And to me, it kind of freed him up in terms of just coming up with lyrical ideas. It wasn't boy meets girl, girl meets boy, they fall in love, they get married and they move on and live happily ever after. This was lyrics that just made you think, like, did he really say what I think he just said? Or what, like, it didn't matter, right? Um, Up next, after Moon Rocks, is the track Pull Up the Roots, 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Great dance backing track. Like, funky as all get out. Heavy bass, great guitar textures on the outro. And the album, the track, sorry, This Must Be the Place. Naive Melody, 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Uh, Tight but full snare and drum sound and great bass on this track. Just amazing. And that ends Speaking in Tongues. So there you have it, guys. Ranking the albums uh, of Talking Heads, same as it ever was. Please let me know what you think of Talking Heads. Put down in the comments below your ranking of these albums down there, down below. And let me know which album is indeed your favorite or which album is your least favorite. Let me know what you think of Talking Heads overall. Again, I'm just new to Talking Heads overall as a band. Um, the box set Brick I will not be getting at $735 because it's too expensive. I will be getting, the name of this band is Talking Heads. That's coming in this week on Friday. And yeah, please again let me know what you think of Talking Heads and their albums. Which album is your favorite? Which album is your least favorite? And what you think of the band overall as a whole. I'm Armando signing off. Again, please click like and subscribe and do hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content I've got coming up. I've got more shows coming up with Jim Bricker and Ken Cheshire and Bill Schuster eventually. For now, please look after yourselves and one another. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.